joyfully together, nourishing joy. So snap with lots of joy and lots of attitude, because we are, okay, here we go. 1, 2. Mother Earth is a great big ship that we are sailing on, sailing on, sailing on through space and time, space and time. Oh yeah. Touch the earth, feel your worth, awaken. Feel your worth, awaken to this new rebirth. Open up your heart and touch the divine, touch the divine. Okay, one more time. Mother Earth, really feel, is a great big ship that we are sailing on, sailing on, sailing on through space and time, space and time. Touch the earth, feel your worth, awaken to this new rebirth. Open up your heart and touch the divine, touch the divine. Do we have time for one more song and then we can start? Okay. How about we sing the Two Promises song, the children's version. And sometimes we think of singing children's songs, we're like, oh no, this is so weird because I'm not a child, but we all are children. And when we can be in touch with that inner child, then we can let our joy shine and we can just let our genuine being shine. So it involves the hand movements too. So if we can shake our hands, warm them up. I can only do half of the movements. Can I get a volunteer? Team Kim, can you help me? Do you know the oh, she doesn't know. It's okay. We can fake it until we make it. So it goes. I vow to develop understanding in order to live peacefully with people, animals, plants, and minerals. Animals, plants, and minerals. Wait. So when we do the animals part, you do whatever animal is your favorite animal. So, you have this and we have this, but we also have this and we have fish. Whatever animal is your favorite, express yourself. So we'll start over. I vow to develop understanding in order to live peacefully with people, plants and minerals, animals, plants and minerals. I vow to develop my compassion in order to protect the lives of people, animals, plants, and minerals. Animals, plants, and minerals. Okay, we'll get started with our program now. Thank you so much.
Dear Thai, dear community, I enjoyed the singing, but wasn't completely satisfied. Would you be willing to do encore performance, Sister Nyumai? Just one more song, and then we'll be ready to chant together. Yeah, after. Medium.
Medium energy song. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Do we have any requests? All-time favorites? Medium energy. Oh, okay, I know what we can do. This will be fun. So we know the song, in, out, deep, slow, calm, ease, smile, release, present, moment, wonderful moment. Okay, that's great. So I'm going to divide this room in half. This side we'll do like in, and then this side sings out, deep, slow. Okay, let's keep on going. Calm, ease, smile, release, present moment, wonderful moment. One more time. In, out, deep, slow, calm, ease, smile, release, present moment, wonderful moment. Ah, so nice. Very beautiful harmonies. Okay. That's good. We're good. Okay. And can I invite the monastics to come up for chanting?
So, dear respected Tay, dear noble community, traditionally we always start the retreat with the chant invocation of Avalokita, the Bodhisattva of great compassion. And as this is our OI retreat, we'd like to invite everyone to participate. For some of us, this chant is very familiar. For some of us, it may be a little bit new. So because of that, we're going to ask everyone, first of all, to stand up, and then the women to stand to your left, and the men to stand to the right. And we can just fill up the rows where we're at, just for the chant. Okay. So if we can help to fill up the rows, especially on the women's side, can step forward.
Dear Thai, dear community, there's just a line right through there to the camera. There's a few people participating in this retreat remotely, so they can see and hear us. Would be wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So when we practice this chant, we invite everyone to collect body and mind by joining your palms and coming back to the breath. When we chant this chant, Tay always says it's a practice, not a performance. So we focus on the feeling that we are touching when we invoke the name of Avalokita, the Bodhisattva of great compassion, as embodied by Avalokita, but also representing that seed, that potential in each and every one of us. And as we touch that seed, we awaken that. We acknowledge that in ourselves, in those around us, immediately around us, and in the world at large. We wake that up and we call on it as a source of strength for us. We will begin by chanting Namo Valokiteshvaraya. Can we just say that together? Namo Valokiteshvaraya. Okay, and the women and the nuns will begin first, and we will use the bell. The Sister True Stopping is at the bell today. She will guide us to transition from one part of the chant to the next. So after we have invoked the first time, we touch that well, that reservoir of compassion and suffering in ourselves. And when we hear the bell invited near the end of that round, then it's the gentleman's turn to bring us into that meditative space with a kind of a drone, a humming, a whoo. Okay? So the monks and the gentlemen will go through a few rounds of that meditative hum, and then we will come back with the next sound of the bell. We'll come back to the women, who will again invoke the name of Avalokita. After that, the monks and the men will invoke the name of Avalokita, and then all together, the whole Fourfold Sangha will chant together, invoke the name, and then we'll end all together with the hum. If you're confused, just listen, just keep listening for the bell, and you can mirror what the monastics are doing if you're a man on the monk side, if you're a woman on the nun side. So we'll begin with 3 sounds of the bell.
Contemplations before chanting. The Sangha is invited to come back to our breathing so that the collective energy of mindfulness will bring us together as an organism, going as a river with no more separation. Let the whole Sangha breathe as one body, chant as one body, listen as one body, transcending the boundaries of a delusive self, liberating us from the superiority complex, the inferiority complex, and the equality complex.
Namo
Dear community, a short announcement in French. Pour les amis francophones, est-ce que vous aurez besoin d'une traduction française et où êtes-vous qui auront besoin? Ah là, ok, et tout va bien. Ok, so the French translation is already set up. Thank you.
Can everybody hear me okay? Thank you. So, dear respected teacher, dear beloved sisters and brothers, today is April the 24th, 2015, and we are in the Great Togetherness Hall of Blue Cliff Monastery in New York. This is the welcome talk of our Order of Interbeing Retreat, continuing joyfully together. And Dennis and myself, we will share with you for about an hour about the spirit of this retreat, about the interbeing of the monastic order and the Order of Interbeing. We'll share a little bit about the basic practices, the schedule, and how we wish to practice together and which fruit we want to carry home. So please allow me to introduce Dennis to you. Many of you maybe know him already. This is Dennis Bone, a real New Yorker. He was born in New York. He practiced and lives still in New York, and he's one of the elder members of the old brothers, as we say here, of the Rock Blossom Sangha in Brooklyn. Dennis received the 14 mindfulness trainings in 1997 and received the lamp from Thai in Plum Village, Upper Hamlet in 2011. This was the year when I ordained. Thank you. And Dennis likes kayaking and bicycling, and his core practice is to study and understand sutras, so he can put them into practice, so he can realize them in his daily life. This is a little bit too loud. I have to take care. Oh, it's okay? Ooh. What I found out, Dennis has German ancestors and studied a little bit German, and I was born and raised in Germany, so please excuse us if we from time to time speak a little bit German. Alles klar, Dennis? Okay. Hope you forgive us that. And I'm Brother T.NGO KHONG, Brother Emptiness Realization. I'm genetically Croatian, born and raised in Frankfurt, Germany, and I ordained 2011 in Upper Hamlet, Plum Village, and I came here to the Sangha in Blue Cliff last year in October with 4 other Plum Village brothers to support the demanding US mindfulness market. Yeah? Hopefully we get more mindful people. My core practice is easily said is connection, interaction, satisfaction. Yeah? This is what is very dear to me: communication, liberation, transformation, healing, and my hobbies are human beings, putting the practice into practice, reading, playing with the brothers and the sisters, and since I'm in the US, peanut butter cups. But I have to take care, they are very dangerous for attachments. So, dear sisters and brothers, also on behalf of the monastic residents, the sisters and the brothers from Blue Cliff Monastery, we would like to welcome you warm-heartedly, or let me put it into the probably most beautiful word in the world is simply thanks. Thanks for danke. Come on, merci, gracias, arigato, grazie, hvala, Tak. Huh? For your presence. This word, when I say it, it is so beautiful. It is heart-opening. Saying thanks is really something connecting. Stay for it for 10 seconds. Close your eyes and I say danke again. Danke. Thanks. Grazie. Merci. Come on. Arigato. Hvala. Thanking is giving appreciation for having received something, and in the same time it is giving. To give thanks, you can receive something, but in the same time you are giving. You're appreciative and grateful for having been a receiver, but you offer, in the same time you offer the one who was giving you offer him appreciation and a connection. That's very beautiful. We would like to thank you for your presence and for your commitment, for your wholehearted practice, for your support for the monastic Sangha, tremendously support. And we would like to express our happiness and gratitude that we are fortunate and to be here and to practice together for those days, to hopefully learn a lot from each other, to emerge, to come together, to deepen our practice, and to shine the light of mindfulness. Let me have a look here. I also want to speak about our different roles. We are kind of two orders. We have the same teacher, we have the same teaching, we have the same path, same practice. What's different is we took different vows. And the monastic Sangha is kind of in a refuge place in this monastery, while our lay monks and lay nuns, as we call you are out in the world, and you're representing Thay's teaching, the Buddha's teaching, out in the world with all its dangers and obstacles, the stress, and we know what. So we can say that it is easier for the monastic nuns and monks than for the lay monks and nuns. I like that word. Do you know, maybe some of you know Stuart Watson, the Scottish guy from Upper Hamlet. He's been with us for, I think, 8 years, and he's an OI member, but he doesn't want to ordain. He's taking care of the happy farm now, and we call him the lay abbot, because he knows everybody and everything, and he has so many responsibilities, and he's so wonderful. So we are really one order. But as I said, those things that you are offering for the Sangha and for the people outside are really treasured and appreciated by us. We can only reach a certain amount of people, those who are coming here or when we are invited to a center to offer mindfulness and to offer the practice of compassion, peace, presence. And so we appreciate that your courage and your, I would say, like Samantabhadra, the bodhisattva of great action. You go into the deepest realms of suffering. Many of you go to hospitals and prisons, and you support the Sangha so much, spiritually and materially. And I would like to come back to that support at another day. Looking forward to the US tour, end of this year. I would like to have a request to all of you, but that later. So when I'm looking into the name of the retreat, and I was reflecting on that, it says, continuing joyfully together. And first it was nice, but later, and when I prepared a few notes for tonight, I said, wow, this is really, everything is in there. You know, people ask themselves, what is the meaning of life? Continuing joyfully together. It is so easy. This is it. Huh? I don't know who, I know that the organizing team, and I heard that it was a quick process to find this name. It is amazing that words can say so much. I think you can ask, when you ask what is the meaning of life, you can say, who can do it? Who is able to do things? And we say, we, together, we are able to do it. And then you can ask, what? What can we do? And the simple answer is continuing. But how do we do it? I say, no problem, joyfully. We just enjoy it. So we continue joyfully together. And for me also a beautiful thing is that it is so easy to continue. We don't have to create something new. We don't have to make an effort to build a house or to build something. There is something given in our hands. We just have to preserve it and pass it on. And if we think of this image, I already see a chain of people handing something very precious from hand to hand, continuing, and imagining them putting a smile on their face, smiling to each other, winking. There is this joy in it. And we are all continuations of the Buddha, continuations of Tai, our teacher. And I remember last year, the OI Retreat. Some of you have been there, I saw you already here. He spoke about the different bodies, the physical body, the Dharma body, the practice body, and also the continuation body. And Tai said that he practices every day to look into his continuation body, and is nourishing him so much. If he looks at his students as his continuation, it makes him so happy and it fills him with so much of joy. And you know who is that? It's you, it's you, it's you, you. Du auch, Dennis? Ja, aber natürlich. So is all of us, we are Thai's continuation body. And with our practice, we also continue something. With our practice body, the practice and the fruit of our practice, the people we influence and we shine light on with our compassion, with our love, with our peace, with our mindfulness, with our aliveness. They become in continuation bodies too. And when you look, or when I look at it, when you look at it, it is a whole stream, and it is an endless stream, and all we have to do is pass it on, to receive it, hold it, pass it on. And I'm so grateful in this very moment when I look at you and I see what Thai means, and I can really feel this passing on. When Thai speaks often about the seed of corn, you remember this funny story? He's planting the seed of corn and it's growing, and he's talking to the plant saying, "You've been a seed of corn, and now you're a plant." And this plant of corn says, "Me, a seed? I cannot believe it." And so it is all in us. We are the seed and we are the plant, and we are the corn again, which again is a seed. So to have this in mind, It is a great aspiration for me to continue joyfully together. I could talk a little bit more, but you know we have a time limit. And I would like to give Dennis the opportunity to also welcome you and share a few words about the OI and some beautiful things. Can we have a sound of the bell, please?
Can you hear me? I think they're going to turn it down. Oh, I can just, he'll be turning it down. This is good. My arm's long enough. Dear Tai, dear community, dear brothers and sisters, welcome, welcome. I have so much gratitude for the monastic community for making this possible, hosting us. I have a lot of gratitude for the organizing committee who spent countless hours planning this retreat. I think if at some point during the next few days you find yourself thinking, why are they doing it like this? There's a reason. They probably talked about it more than anyone would have liked. Most of all, so grateful to every single one of you, especially the lay practitioners who've spent a lot of time and energy, taken time off of work, come away from family, traveled some of us really great distances to be here for a few days and practice together. It's amazing. Last week, I was not precisely patting myself on the back, but offering myself perhaps a little encouragement. I was thinking how amazing or incredible it is to practice on this path, to build Sangha as lay people with jobs, with families, and still have the energy to bring that into the world. And I know every single one of you is doing the same. And it's really amazing to me. And the energy is just mind-boggling. It occurs to me that about in February of 2016 will mark the 50th anniversary of the very first ordination into the Order of Interbeing. I hope we're going to have a party or something. But that's amazing. It's both a tremendously long amount of time and it's just an instant as well in this long stream, in this continuation. So we wanted to ask people to stand up for a moment in a certain way. It's not to separate anyone, but to show our continuation. And after each group stands up, maybe we can have a signal bell to for them to bow to the community and the community to return their bow. And first I'd invite the aspirants to stand for a moment. The aspirants are the wonderful buds on the tree of this practice. Thank you so much for your commitment, and you can be seated. Next, I'd ask the people who've been ordained into the core community of the Order of Interbeing for less than 2 years to stand. And we can thank you all, and we can bow again to the community. Next will be 2 to 5 years. Anyone 2 to 5? Five to 10. Wonderful. Ten to 20. I know at least one of my brothers is more than 20 years. Anyone else more than 20 years? Finally, I was going to ask, Nun, please continue standing. Stand, please. Because our sister was a member of the Class 1, the very first class of the School of Youth for Social Service. And I want to honor that. And I know we are all touched and honor that so much. That's the continuation. That's a real continuation. So, 50 years. We were talking earlier yesterday that there are 3 concentric circles that we maybe want to practice in, you could think about. First is our personal practice to become solid, happy, and free in ourselves, because if we aren't solid, happy, and free in ourselves, we can't do the world any good at all. The second one is our sanghas, to build a sangha in harmony. With a sangha, we can have a collective vision. We can have a harmony. We can show the world how to work together. Finally, the third level is to practice in the world in whatever way best suits us. Tay is now calling it applied Buddhism, to practice wherever we are, at work, at home, out in the world. I think the last thing I'll say for this segment is that the Order of Interbeing was grounded in 4 spirits. Spirit of non-attachment to views, spirit of direct experimentation into interdependence and interdependent origination through meditation, the spirit of skillful means, and the spirit of appropriateness, appropriate action.
Dankeschön, Dennis. Das ist ein glücklicher Moment. This is a happy moment. Dear sisters and brothers, as we said, we will also share a little bit about the basic practices. I was smiling when I heard it. I said, you want us to sell sand in the Sahara, to sell ice cream in the Antarctic. But let us see it as a refresher. It is always good to hear the basic practices. They are our foundation. They are following us wherever we go. As Dennis said, we practice wherever we are, and Tai wants us to practice 24/7. He says. Tai is even mindful when he's sleeping, he told us. So we wanna be a good continuation buddy. And make him happy, make ourselves happy. So let me share a little bit about noble silence. In this retreat, we put a great emphasis on noble silence. We treasure it a lot, and we see that it will be a great help for all of us. Seeing the fortune we have, the great conditions to be able to practice here together for a couple of days, and it's also a limited time, so we really want to make a good use of the time and not waste it by, I don't know, we don't do that, but I know we don't do that, like chit-chatting or talking about football or basketball, soccer, the Champions League, Bayern won 6-1 the other day. We would like to come back to our Sangha body, to our practice body. And maybe we can talk about a wisdom body and a noble silence body. And let me tell you a quote of Francis Assisi. And he said it like this. He said, preach the Gospels at all times. If necessary, use words. And I would like us to practice in kind of this spirit, and we can translate it into our terms and say, practice the practice or teach the practice at all times. If necessary, use words. So we will be able to preserve a beautiful, peaceful atmosphere, a powerful energy of mindfulness, of awareness, of aliveness. And it's all about presence and love, isn't it? To be alive and to be loved. Joyfully together, remember. And I remember 2 or 3 winters ago, Tai asked us before the winter retreat to this was the winter when he came up, and Tai came up with a radio NST. Remember, radio non-stop thinking, NST. The random thoughts that are constantly appearing in our mind, and we can do nothing but just change station. But the voice is always there, and to put emphasis on that. So Tai asked us this winter to really reflect on that. Observe and calm our mind by being silent, by retreating, going back to the island in ourselves. And so we'd like in this retreat also to put an emphasis on this and ask the support of everybody to keep the noble silence. We have it in our schedule from the end of the evening activity, like tonight, after a few announcements and the splitting up into working families. We will go into the noble silence until the next day, after dishwashing of lunch. I know usually we have the breakfast, where the noble silence period ends, but we would like to extend it to lunch. So we have the Dharma talk, we have the exercises, breakfast in silence, we have the Dharma talk or the morning activity, the walking meditation, and lunch in silence. And we hope we'll bear all big fruit out of it. And lunch will be as usual, so we will read the 5 contemplations and eat in silence, and after 20 minutes there will be a bell invited. So for us to know that we can stand up without disturbing the energy and wash our dishes or leave. But please refrain from talking and pay respect to those who are still eating. We're eating in the sisters' dining hall, so the tea room is just next door, and you hear it in the dining hall too. So soften your voice or go outside for a talk. And another thing which is very helpful to combine it together. Tai, in that winter, he also asked us to practice walking without talking. And this was a very beautiful practice. He said, when you walk, then you give 100% to the walking. And you're just present for the walking, for yourself, for your body, and for the earth. You enjoy your breathing, and we can grow, and you gain a lot of space doing that. And if we walk together, even better. It is so beautiful to walk silently together. And I know from my own experience, there's this thing coming up I want to share with my brother. So I poke him. But he's a very solid practitioner, and he stops. So I turn around and I said, it's not so important. And we continued walking. This happens a lot. We want to share something, and actually it is not so important. And if it's really important, we can do it when we have the time to do that. And often there's no need to share about certain things anymore. If it's really important, they will be still there and they have time. But most of the time, it is very powerful and peaceful just to walk together and to support each other with one's presence. And we can bring always family with us, friends who cannot be here, and invite them to walk with us. We have enough space when we walk in silence. So we would like you to look into that, to our wish to raise the energy and the insights, space, by enlarging the noble silence in us and outside of us. And to try it, to practice walking without talking, also outside the noble silence period. And because we are a very compassionate and tolerant tradition, what do we do when others talk? Shh. Or you hear a ping, a bell, or a knock 3 times. Let us be compassionate. Let us be compassionate. There will be times for sure where we have to share something with somebody. It will happen that somebody after lunch will stand up and out of joy or whatever, will talk to somebody else, they will laugh while others are still eating in it. Let's take it as a bell of mindfulness and come back to ourselves and look into ourselves, what is happening, and try not to blame outside, but to take responsibility for the feelings arising in us and looking deeply into ourselves, finding peace a little bit deeper. So this is shortly about the noble silence. I'd like to ask Dennis to go ahead a little bit to share a little bit more about speaking.
I know that my brother mentioned it, but I also want to welcome the people who are participating remotely in particular. Welcome. So noble silence, the flip side of noble silence is speaking. There are a number of times where people ask the Buddha, right speech, Lord, right speech, what is right speech? And one of the times the Buddha said, there are two kinds of right speech, noble silence and speaking about the Dharma. We need probably a little social lubricant when we see our friends after lunch, but I really would encourage you to not stay shallow all afternoon and all evening with our brothers and sisters that we see, to really ask, how is your practice? How is your Sangha? How is your life? To really take our one-on-one interactions to a level of Dharma sharing. So that we can really, truly communicate for that period where we are speaking. Wanted to, I'm wondering how many people, when they're walking from place to place, walk mindfully enough that in our regular lives and walk with a solid enough walking meditation to have joy arise frequently when we're walking from place to place. I know it's, sometimes I do it, but not all that much, but I try. But that's why we call it practice. And that's when we do walking silently here, we're practicing, we're rehearsing to bring that into our lives, to follow our breathing, counting our steps. The breath and the counting are a nice, beautiful thread bringing the beads of our steps together. That's Thai's image, not mine. So that we can have joy when we're walking from place to place all the time. There's so many levels. I think we wanted to recognize that we think that we know how to do walking meditation or eating meditation, but then we find out that we've been practicing a little more superficially and we hit a much deeper level. And there's always a deeper and deeper level that we can get in all of our practices. I'm told, well, I think I want to say something about stopping. When we hear a bell, or when the phone rings. Most of us who've been to a monastery before know that everybody stops, and maybe part of us is just waiting for that last chime of 8 o'clock, or God forbid, noon. And waiting and waiting and waiting. Last year, I was up here and I realized that it's not just stopping. It's coming back to the breath every moment of the in-breath and every moment of the out-breath. And coming back to what's happening in the present moment and really allowing maybe even to touch the ultimate dimension in that breath as the clock chimes or the phone rings. That was me hitting a more profound level. I was probably practicing very superficially with stopping until then. So many levels, we can always go deeper in our practice. We can have a bell. Please enjoy your breath.
I want to continue with the basic practices. There are still some left. Please allow me to share about a few words about sitting meditation. While we are all sitting beautifully, are in touch with our body, touch with our mind. We I guess all know how healing sitting meditation can be, how enjoyable sitting meditation can be, how much we can relax, retreat, make space, and find silence in a loud world. Sitting meditation can be a real refuge, a temple, a hermitage. And I would like to recall these qualities of sitting, to just let everything happen, let the breath naturally flow in and out, and we're just witnesses, as if we go to sleep and we're not trying to continue breathing, but we trust our body and our Buddha, that they will breathe for us through the night. And mostly until now it worked. We wake up in the morning again and we can just let it happen. During sitting we have a beautiful opportunity. We relax our muscles. We relax the muscles in our face. We offer ourselves a smile. And I want to quote Thai again. He says that a true practitioner knows how to generate joy in the practice, and how important it is to generate joy. And not to generate, but to let it come up. Joy is there. So when we allow ourselves to be free from tension, from thinking, from worries, fears, despair, and we allow the Buddha to be there for us, to breathe for us, and to smile to us, and we smile back to the Buddha. So let us practice smiling, and let us heal ourselves. And one in all and all in one, when we sit so powerfully together in the morning in this hall, with our energy we support all others, and in the same time the energy of all will support us to also remember this, that we are a Sangha. The difficulties I encounter during sitting is pain in the back, the leg is sleeping, or numb. Allow ourselves to be gentle to ourselves. Stretch the leg softly so you don't disturb your brother or sister next to you. If necessary, stand up and stretch. I think it is even okay to walk a little bit by the side if we don't make noise, and we should all be able to do that. Be gentle to ourselves. We shouldn't force each other to be rigidly quiet. And also here, open your heart if you hear somebody sneezing or with a running nose or having a noisy jacket or sweat, how do you call them, sweatpants, those nylon things. Look, I'm not talking about the monastic robes. Look into yourself. Try to see the roots of those feelings, what the needs are behind. And connecting with the needs, you might find peace in yourself. Find that this other person is not responsible for what is going on inside of you. And again, taking this responsibility and seeing that you are able to see things also different, and that you are flexible and tolerant and able to transform. And this is transformation, to admit that my disturbance or my irritation doesn't come from the outside, and recognizing it, also embracing it in the very same time, or letting it embrace. Letting it embrace by being open and letting it the Buddha embrace, and witnessing our breathing. Just be easy. What I still encounter are strong emotions during sitting. And we have this beautiful Gada, what I say to myself. Feelings are like clouds in a windy sky. They come and they go. And it's the same spirit. Just sit and breathing in, breathing out. I don't have to do anything. We can offer ourselves the 4 steps of handling strong emotions by recognizing and naming them, by embracing them, giving them space to be, which is very easy, or during sitting meditation when we create so much space, and with the support of the Mahasangha, looking deeply into it and seeing where their roots are, and finally letting go. Such a wonderful gesture and practice, this letting go. One organizational thing about sitting, I would wish that everybody of us allows him or herself to come early, especially the first day or the first 2 days, to find a space. Then you come, then you find a mat that you like, or a spot and then you see that the cushion is too high or too low, so you would like to exchange it, and to give yourself time to prepare your nest and to find a comfortable position and to adjust your posture and slow down and prepare yourself. So give yourself enough time. Also in consideration of all others. When we come late and then we look for it, then we hear it, of course, and I don't want to be the cause of somebody's irritation or so, but still, and again, open your hearts to everybody. We are one family. If it happens that you are late, and this can also happen to everybody, you will find a red light in front of the meditation hall on. And that means the sitting meditation session has already begun. And we are either chanting or sitting in silence already. Now, I don't know. I always say I'm okay for professional practitioners to come softly in, find a spot, not to find a mattress lie in the crowd, but to sit in the back of the hall, or to sit in the mudroom, or if you feel uncomfortable in coming in, practicing walking meditation outside. So if you decide to come in, and I hope the organizing team is not mad at me now when I invite, when I'm inviting inside. But if you do it softly and you can sit at the back of the hall, and there are always mats and cushions at the back of the hall, and also chairs. So to do so then. Is that a good alternative? Good option? Thank you. I share about, just shortly about Dharma sharing. Yeah. We have a few more, and I will, with a look at the time, we will not lose too much time talking chit-chat. But the Dharma sharing will be one of the little opportunities, putting this emphasis on noble silence, to speak. And as Dennis said, let us have our conversation in Dharma sharing style. Let us share and ask each other how we are, where we are, how we feel, what we experience, where we meet happiness, where we encounter difficulties, how we can support each other, or just be there for somebody and offering an ear and offering time and presence. So Dharma sharing is for all of us a great opportunity to understand ourselves and understand the group, if we are sharing or if we are listening. If we are sharing, we can hear ourselves sharing, and we hear ourselves from a different perspective, as if we are thinking. And if we are listening, we learn a lot about the Dharma, but also about our brothers and sisters. I usually, I like to say in a Dharma sharing that it is a practice, and Dharma sharing, it is a meditation. So stay with your body, stay with your breath. Be aware of your body, be aware of your breath all the time, so you can maintain a solid energy for those who have to share something from the heart, something difficult, maybe something they were not able to share outside of this holy space, of this intimate space. Be there with your whole presence and offer your energy, offer your mindfulness, so we can support each other too. Thank you.
So, eating meditation. I think I have one thing to say about eating meditation. Don't lose that carrot. When we take that carrot, put it on our chopsticks or our fork, and put it in our mouth, don't lose the carrot. The mind wants to go skittering off, thinking about anything else but eating. Constantly agitating, cogitating, but don't lose the carrot. Don't lose that piece of tofu as we're chewing it thoroughly. A number of years ago, Sister Annabelle was singing this song that I think she was translating from Vietnamese, but I'm not sure. And I'm not going to try and sing it. But the words were something like this. Maybe one of the sisters knows what song we're talking about, because we'd love to get, a number of us were talking about this, and we'd love to get a recording of it. In English, it goes something like this. Eating in the ultimate dimension. I chew as mindfully as I breathe. Isn't it difficult or terrible how we feed on one another? We're always eating some kind of life. Isn't it sad how we feed on one another? Let me eat to nourish my compassion and bring all beings to the other shore.
Okay. Well, I would like to share a few words about the working meditation. Working meditation is always, I just got off work and I came here to practice and not to work, right? You know that this is not possible. You come to a retreat, you work. But I have good news. We call it differently. We just call it, sometimes we call it mindful working. But this doesn't trick me. There's still this word working in it, and I still have this rejection. So what to do to help myself? I call it doing meditation. I'm fine with doing things. I like to do things with my hand and to do things in front of my eyes and to think. And let's remember that doing meditations, in the Zen tradition, most of the enlightenments were happening while doing something, because the hands work together with the mind, and there are conclusions, there are things happening, and at one point it makes bing. And here we go. We are alive, we are awakened. It is such a great practice that we can bring home, and that's a reason why we can never talk or not talk about it. And in difference to your daily life at work, you know that we don't necessarily need to finish things, and the same as walking, we don't walk in order to arrive somewhere, but for the pure joy of walking, to enjoy every step. This is also the energy we go to our doing meditation. And I like to quote Marshall Rosenberg when he says, whatever you do, do it with the joy of a little child feeding a hungry duck. And if you don't feel the joy of a little child feeding a hungry duck, don't do it. You will make yourself suffer and you make everybody else suffer too. So if we can, before working, doing meditation, we form beautiful circles, we sing songs. If we can generate this energy of this joy of a little child, we are on the right way. Thank you. That's for the doing meditation. To conclude and to let you rest. Everybody had a long way today, and it's getting late. And tomorrow morning, it will be early. It will be 5 o'clock. Wake up. Welcome to Blue Cliff Monastery. Also, please allow me to share only a few words of my wishes and aspiration to practice as a family, to practice together. And we are a little world, we are a little society for this few days. In the outside world we have policemen. Here we have mindfulness inspectors. Outside we have hospitals, doctors. We have also doctors here. If somebody falls sick, we have somebody to take care of. We have cooks outside in restaurants. We have cooks here too. We have the trash man outside. My family will take care of the trash and the compost. We have everything, just in a smaller dimension. So whatever happens, if you look at somebody, offer him a smile, because you don't know what he's doing, but he's doing something to contribute to make this retreat happen and to make your life a little bit more beautiful. Be it the trash, be it the cooking, be it the washing up, be it preparing the meditation hall. We can walk around and silently say thank you, gracias, merci, come on, and open the doors of our heart, especially when there are strong emotions coming up, or we are agitated, or we are nervous, or feeling angry, maybe because something happened. Let us remind each other and remember that everybody of us is contributing to our happiness. And Thai speaks that the most important thing of a Sangha is the harmony. And I see this and I really take refuge in the harmony of the Sangha. This is like mother's arms where I can as a baby lie in and I'm safe. The harmony of the Sangha, and it's up to us to protect it by all those things that we mentioned today, by practicing together, offering smiles, taking care of ourselves, taking care of our sisters and brothers. The togetherness, the family, the Sangha. And I remember Thai once came into the monastic residence in Upper Hamlet at a lazy day, and we were sitting outside at the deck, and then he shared with us. Thai said, don't look for enlightenment. And all the brothers were sitting around Thai listening to him. And he said, enlightenment is very boring. When you're enlightened, you're always alone, he said. You enjoy that all the brothers are around you, and enjoy the togetherness and preserve the harmony. So this is a great goal, and I wish we can practice that together. And I wanted to read you something from Old Path White Cloud, but I refrain from it. I will do it in my family, and maybe we'll have the time for it another day, to talk about the 6 harmonies. Who knows the 6 harmonies of you? Raise your hands. Who could tell them now, if I ask you to tell them? You? So can you raise your hands? Who knows the 6 harmonies? Can the others all look around for the hands raised and ask them? So this will be your homework for the retreat, to learn about the 6 harmonies, how a Sangha can harmonically and mindfully and joyfully live together. and grow strong. I wish us all a joyful and a fruitful retreat. Dennis?
So we can all go deeper. And I wish for all of us a deeper practice in these few days together. Dear friends, please practice with joy, practice with diligence.